I mean, not there are a lot of people who are working so much more harder. I've consciously decided I will not. And when I set my things, I always thought I'll be the first critic and I'll say no. I'm just trying to find words. I want to do films which I want to see as an audience. And if you see in Padayappa, Rajni sir,
சார் எனக்கு ஃபார்முலாலாம் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ண தெரியாது சார். ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமாக இருக்குது சார் உங்களை பார்க்குறதுல.
எனக்கு கூட
வெரி ஹாப்பி டு சி யூ.
சார்
எல்லோரும் வந்து உங்களை நானி காரு அண்ணையான்லாம் சொல்லுவாங்க. நான் அண்ணான்னு சொல்கிறேன் எங்கள் ஊர் ஸ்டைல். நானி அண்ணே எப்படி இருக்கீங்க?
நல்லா இருக்கேன், தேங்க்யூ.
சார் இது ஒரு பெரிய செலவில் எடுக்கப்பட்ட படம்ன்றதுக்காக நீங்கள் யூ வாண்டட் டு ரீச் அவுட் டு அதர் ஸ்டேட்ஸ் அண்ட் ப்ரொமோட் த ஃபில்ம் அப்படின்னு எனக்கு தெரியல. பட் இட்ஸ் வெரி ரிவார்டிங் டு சி யூ இங்கே பிகாஸ் I've been following your work ரொம்ப தூரத்துலேருந்து. பட் when you get to meet that starல சரி என்னடா வெப்பமில் பார்த்த நானியா இது, ஏதோ மணிரத்னம் சார் படத்தில் கூட டப்பிங் பண்ணார்ல சூப்பராக, அந்த நானியா இது, ஒரு நீதானே என் பொண்ணு சொந்தம் தெலுங்கு வெர்ஷனில் பயங்கரமாக பண்ணியிருந்தாரு அந்த நானியா இது அப்படின்னு நிறைய மைண்டுக்கு வருது. ஸோ ஐம் ஜஸ்ட் curious.
Memories.
Yes, flashing. Yes. How do you see this, sir? 28 படங்கள், journey from TV to cinema.
In fact, I don't want to look back and see because it all went very fast. I know when we talk about films in detail, then it feels suddenly so long and big. This is my Dasara is my 29th film. 30 films. So the film I'm working on is my 30th. So it's a career which has a lot of films, ups and downs, and I've been a producer, been a host, I've been a lot of things, but if when we talk like this, then it suddenly feels like, oh, it's been a long time. But when I'm working, when I'm in general, I'm like, I don't know, I feel like the first film of mine, Ashtajama, was very recent. It doesn't feel like it's been long back. So I think that's how it keep going. Most of the times I prefer not to look back. Yeah.
Because I believe it's not event based. It's the whole picture.
Yeah, it's a whole picture, and also it feels very good when I get reminded like how you are like, and then suddenly it feels like, oh yeah, wow, it feels. But in general, the thought is never there in the head. Yeah.
Can I tell you something? This is a compliment / question. There is something very real and warm about you. You are promoting films. You're busy. Too many things are happening, running in your head. It's யாராவது ஒருத்தர் இன்னொருத்தருக்கு வந்து being niceனாலே அதை நம்ம காம்ப்ளிமெண்ட் பண்ணுறோம். I think that's very basic of a human being. Just because somebody is a star doesn't mean that.
Yeah. But no, it is not an extra quality.
And I think it's very hard to be that.
I think either you have it or you don't have it, and there's no extra effort in it. So there's, like you said, it's not a compliment worthy thing. It is something very basic. Like sometimes when I do my shot and when I set my things, when I say if somebody is coming to help me, when I say no, I'll take care of it. And I says, oh, so sweet, Nani said, I'm being paid for. I'm like, it's my job as an actor. So sometimes basic things are becoming like some special qualities. So it's okay, but when they say it's a nice feeling. I'm not saying don't say, but I'm saying I think we all are supposed to be that.
And I don't think you're faking it.
And doesn't make because somebody being an actor doesn't. I mean, there are a lot of people who are working so much more harder. And that is no reason for you to not be normal. I'm not saying you should be nice. Why is a nice? It's not a job to be nice, right? You shouldn't put an effort in it, and you should be yourself. And I hope more people are nice people in general, not that they are trying to do it. Or
no wonder natural is a tag. Because you are being that always. I don't know how to frame this question, but I think sometimes you're too much for Telugu cinema in the sense that there is this directorial instinct in you where you just can't go just the heck of it, sign yourself as an actor, act and come. There is something very, you improvise at a rate where it's going to take some time for people to understand what you do.
There's nothing called too much, Apil, because unless everybody is going to say, no, this is not too much, and try, things won't change, right? And then whatever I am today, and that is all what all the audience gave me, right? They all came and watched my films. They might not have watched it like, if we are comparing with some super hit blockbuster masala film, maybe not like that they would have accepted, but they are accepting in a certain levels. That is the reason I am here today. So I don't want to take that off from what it gave me. But at the same time, when you're doing something new, there'll always be little resistance. And sometimes, see, most of my films now, for example, let's say when I'm doing something like Jersey, then they all said, "But do some entertainer who will watch a film like Jersey." Uh, when I went and did Shyam Singh Roy and all that, then there are a lot of people who said, "What is this Bengali character?" No, nah, do something like Jersey. You understood? So it is okay. It will get its due when you do something original. There's a film called Pillajamindar, which I did. Now I did these many films. There are so many superhits. There's Jersey, there's Shyam Singh Roy, there's Anti Sundar, there's all these hits, Ninu Kori, Bale Bale Magadavai, all these films. And there was a poll on internet I recently saw, which is Nani's film is your favorite. In that 80% voted saying that Pilla Jamindar is our favorite film. And when Pilla Jamindar released, nobody watched it. Like, I would say it was a hardly break-even film. So what I'm saying is, good film will always get its due. And all these films, I know, I think the Dasara, see, Jersey got its due on the release itself. But you're going to compare it with a film which is just made for masses, then it looks small for you. But it's a much bigger achievement than that. So I think we need to have our perspective in the right place. And there's nothing wrong with films being that way or this way. Both films are very important. So, once in a while, a content film which explores some new genre in cinema is important. And frequently, films which give us adrenaline in theaters, mass films are also important. So, there are a lot of lot of actors who are doing that. So I feel so there should be someone who's doing this also. So if I also take that route completely, I also want to do it once in a while. But if I take that route completely, then who's there to do this? Is what I feel, because I'm also, at the end of the day, I'm a cinema fan more than anything. So I want to do this different. As an audience, not as an actor. As an actor, it's not like I want to do different. No, I want to do films which I want to see as an audience. Yeah.
Try and present different films. I think you stand for variety, and the good thing out of this whole funda is you've gone to a point where we're not okay when you do normal stuff.
Yeah, and now I'm scared. No, in 2017 and all, I was like, when I did Main Local MCA, they're all blockbusters. But I think if I do those films now, I think I'm going to get a lot of flack.
For sure.
Yeah.
How does that feel creatively to be charged in a point where you just have to keep
it feels like I also want to do those films also once in a while. No, I have seen things they will not point out with other actors' films, the flaws they won't point out. Every small thing they'll point out with my film, I will take it as a blessing, because they're expecting perfection from me. And they're not saying that, it's nice only. No, this guy is supposed to do it right, no? Why is he leaving one part? So when people have that kind of expectation, you push yourself to be better. So end of the day, you end up doing better work. So in a way, it's a blessing. I'm happy for that.
When I met Satyan sir, the DOP, I told him, sir, films of these similar demographies kind of resemble KGF, but Dasara stands out, and there is one fresh breath of air thanks to Sana's music as well. Nani, though, we know his energy, we know his presence, we know what he's capable of. But on the whole, I think this film is kind of resonating with the masses for the right reasons. Yes. And how do you see that? And what
for me, I'm a big
no one then please with words, no? It'll be nice.
Mass film fan.
Give me one film as an example to
Padayappa. That is the mass meaning of, for me. There is an emotion. A hero who is somebody is very normal, but very powerful. They lost their house, they lost their something. There is underdog. There is a sudden dip in the whole graph, and they go through things, and there's the ego clashes. There is so much drama which you can relate to. And if you see in Padayappa, Rajni sir when Saundarya ma'am comes, he's all like that. But when Ramya ma'am comes, he's like he becomes Rajnikant, right? So I feel that is the true commercial cinema. So what happens is so I like that kind of, and I think we need to be invested, into a story. We need to feel them as characters, and then suddenly the mass element, when it is needed, in that occasion, when a hero is supposed to rise, then the hero should rise. That is the true mass film for me, and I think Dasara is that. So I hope more and more films in that combination of content and mass comes out.
I somehow wanted to bring that name, but you brought it. You have this uncanny resemblance to superstar Rajinikanth. Have you realized that? Like a very typical face type. If two people can play brothers to Mr. Rajini in the same film, it can be Sivakarthikeyan and Nani.
Oh, wow.
I've seen a meme
Oh,
of
I
three
hope we
faces
do that
put together.
sometime. Yeah.
I see
Rajini's a
that.
big brother, and we both are
Yeah, no,
younger brother.
I see that resemblance, and I think when you're gifted with a nose of,
Could be that. It could be that, and also because we are fans. Yeah, so there is a little that inspiration which comes into our work also sometimes. In Nain Local, if you see, I light the cigarette in that reverse thing. I think that's all somewhere deep down rooted from Rajni sir. Yeah.
In a way, I'm kind of happy that you're not trying to project Dasara like a pan-Indian film, because the more the local it is, the more pan-India it is right now. So how do you see?
First of all, I'm telling everyone in every interview that it is not a pan India film. I'm saying it is releasing in 5 languages. I don't know what pan India is. I don't know what I genuinely feel pan India is something which people are waiting for, and I am taking a film to people now. If they love it, if they across India say Dasara we loved it, then well, let's call it a pan India. So I'm only saying we did a film and which I am very happy with, very confident about, and I just want everyone to see it. So I'm just going everywhere and I'm like, I think this film you'll enjoy it. Your ticket money will be worth it. Yeah.
I don't really see the bifurcation like Tamil, Telugu அப்படி நான் பிரித்து பார்க்கல. பட் தெலுங்கு சினிமாவில் ஒரு outsider வந்து managing to, we don't even have to call it outsider. If somebody loves cinema, they're part of cinema. You managing to break that whole clutter and emerging like this whole thing that we get to witness, it's amazing.
Also it has its extra bonus points. I feel like it is a little harder.
How was it hard? Can you like denote one thing that probably gave you the taste of the medicine back then?
No, just to start off. So nobody, even till today, everyone will feel that there is a the safer target, and also in the beginning to start off, it's much more difficult than you already been. You have someone in there, and then it's a different game altogether. So to start off, it might be easier for them, but it's a struggle for them also. And for us, it start off will be too much struggle, but once you get there, I think it's much more nicer because you can take all the credit. If somebody says good things about we love your cinema, we love your work, you can also take the whole credit. So I have that advantage which people from inside might not have. So it is that there are pros and cons on both the sides, and also, but what happens is sometimes like it's because they own you, because you're from outside, in general, in social media, all that, anybody can make any comment. It's they will feel free to say anything, but I think that happens with everyone in their own ways, in different ways.
But I think you're very self-critical. There is always urge to excel and do different things, and you are an underdog by yourself, irrespective of the success that you taste. I think that's very niche about you, which I like.
Being an underdog is super fun, I feel, right? If we don't, if I always kept telling my when I was speaking to a friend, I said, I always wanted to, only get one step higher with every attempt. I don't want 4 steps at a time, because there's no fun in doing that, because you are skipping 3 steps in between which you won't get to experience again, because you will fall 4 steps. So being underdog is the best feeling. Till once you reach that top, you'll realize that what is the excitement for tomorrow. Then there's absolutely no excitement. So I think it was more fun for me few years back than what it is for me now. So it will get less fun from hereafter, maybe 3-4 years later. So being underdog is the best phase of anyone's life. I think everybody should get it. Everybody should understand. If you are yet to make it big, then this is the best phase of your life.
I saw one of those videos where you patiently sit and get to see all these beeline of fans waiting to see you. That when you are with your fan, I see this Nani, like just brimming and exploding with one passion. What is so rewarding to you as being as an actor? I don't think the money excites you or the hit film. What excites you?
No, it doesn't. Nothing does, because after a point you'll also realize that everything else is a number. Everything else is something for your head. You're not experiencing it, right? Only thing you are experiencing is the respect you win for yourself, from yourself. Most importantly, no, no. I'm just trying to find words to what I feel. I feel that not not everyone, not what everyone is thinking. You need to know the reality. Somewhere, I think deep down inside, we all know the reality. Did we do some great work or not? Are we putting in our effort or not? And how do you respect yourself? Only when you know everyone around you know or not don't. You know yourself completely. You know your thoughts. You know your work. You know your everything. And when you look at yourself in the mirror, if you don't like that guy, then the life will be a hell, because you're going to sleep with him, do things with him, eat with him, everything is with him, right? So if you start liking that, if you make sure that guy is doing work which you like, I think that's the best feeling in life. That's worth all the struggle.
Best punch dialogue I've heard in a really long time.
A punch dialogue, this
Which
is a
made a
longer
lot-
punch dialogue.
But it made
I
a
think
lot
the
of
longest
sense.
punch dialogue.
I think introspection is a high, I believe. You having cracked the formula of
Yeah.
understanding yourself
Yeah.
at this point of time
Yeah.
in life is amazing. One of the most cutest things I bumped into internet was your film's announcement video that you did with your...
The little one,
Oh,
my
God,
next
that
film.
was-
Yeah.
You still keep the emotions intact. How do you do that? It's
And
a
then
film at the end of the day with so many people around you, busy, scheduled.
But that's who we are. I like that.
Who you are.
Yeah, who I am maybe. And hoping that everyone is like me. So that comes from a space that this is me, and I think everyone is like this. If I don't believe that, then I won't be able to do those things. And I'm someone who's happy with basic things in life, very simple emotions, very nicer things. So I'm not every project for me. Now everybody said after Dasara, which is the next, then I wanted to do something very sweet and all. Then they said, this we are going all languages, it's going to be big and all that. And I said, so why does this decide what I should be doing next? My heart should decide, what I should do next. The script should decide what I should do next. So then I went ahead and heard all scripts, and then I took the most very simple, heartwarming film of the options, and then we started working. We have shot for 20 days. It's a beautiful film. It's coming out, and it's too early for me to speak about it.
After a long time, I'm seeing somebody like Mr. Amitabh Bachchan and Rajinikanth, where you're able to represent the angry young man wave, but at the same time, it is okay to be normal.
Yeah.
How did you crack that?
A simple logic. I think that angry young man wave in different generations, or it came because they played a lot of films in that row. Now 10 films in a row, angry young man. Then they start calling. If I do roles like this back to back, then a tag will come on to me. I've consciously decided I will not stay in anything for longer than one film. The next film has to. So it's better to be people should not know what to tag me as than tagging me into something.
When a top class film, a genre specific film, Lamante Sundaraniki, which I loved the film. Thank you so much for doing that. The prospects might have not favored what you looked for, but I think the film will have its shelf life and people are going to come back.
100%. Like I said,
Bollywood படம் மாதிரி இருக்கு வேற லெவல்ல இருக்கு. But அந்த டயத்துல when things don't go per your expectations, how do you still push yourself in?
Because I never expected it to go my way. Then I would have been disappointed. I always thought, I'll be the first critic and I'll say, what are the possible ways this can go wrong? Not negative thinking. Like, what I'll say is, let us say every possible thing goes wrong. When I end of the day, when after my first copy is ready, you know what I think? Let's say everything goes wrong with this film. Let's say release, let's say a lot of other things, let's say reviews, let's say everything goes wrong with the film. And I'll say, am I happy with the film? if the voice says yes, then I'm done with the film. So rest now, everything else after release becomes a bonus if it is working in my favor. If it is not working in my favor, then everything else becomes okay. Oh, it happened like this. It's a piece of information. Yeah, and also you get to learn so much from it. Okay, now what is everyone saying? They were saying everyone said it's a lovely film. Everybody said it's long. Oh, yeah, we also felt no sometime. But why did we not cut it? But we thought, it's okay, it can be long. So next time, so if we have this little feeling that it is long, let us work on it. So it's a learning. So it's okay. It's a beautiful film. So it will get its due. And last year, in December, I have seen on social media, everyone, December end, everyone were saying my top films of 2022. In every list, Ante was there. Ante Sundara, Arada Sundara was there. So I'm saying, and I know it will grow more in a couple of years. So end of the day, if your heart is in the right place, film will get its due now or later.
You're able to compartmentalize. When you're a producer, you do the talent spotting. When you're an actor, you do full justice to the role. When you're something else, you do that. In an interview, you're being true to what you have to be. How do you compartmentalize,
Not compartmentalizing, I'm just being myself. Yeah, I think easier thing, no?
Very instinctive?
Very instinct, very basic. So that's why it's easier. If I do that, if I actually plan it, I think I'll screw it up.
I would love to have a lengthier conversation, but thank you so much for your
Some
time.
other time, yeah. I enjoyed talking to you.
Thank you so very much.
My
And
pleasure.
I think more than being part of a rat race, more than trying to be truthful to yourself, beyond all that, you've been given the might to entertain us. And there is always something very real about you, even if you're actually faking lines on screen.
Thank you.
It's the natural Nani will
Thank you.
always
Thank you.
touch us beyond entertainment.
Thank you so much.
That's
And
how
this
I
was
see it.
such a nice conversation. It was refreshing. It was very different, and I felt like I was talking to a friend. So thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you
a lot.
so very much.
Thank you.